Alrighty traders, so stock market is selling off right now. Well, at least the S&P 500 and the good old Nasdaq. Dow Jones is starting to break through previous highs, and the Russell is also a bit of a softening on the Russell as well too. But there's a lot of things that's happening right now, guys, and we need to analyze each indice, Russell, Nasdaq, Dow, S&P, on its own merits. Okay, and also what's going on with the metals and miners are having a bit of a drop as well too. So that's what I want to cover in today's video. Let's get straight into it, guys. Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty traders, so one thing I want to do is just remember traders, no matter what you do, always have an exact pattern that you're looking for. Whenever I go to the markets, okay, I look for one simple type of pattern that I know that's going to give me a really good win-loss ratio, and it's up to me to manage those trades, okay? First thing in the description there, guys, you can click on that, and I'll teach you that trading system for free there. Now, here we go. Here's the thing. Now, if I have a look at this level through here, okay? If I have a look at the Nasdaq, I was looking at the Nasdaq and I was talking with my clients today about this, is that one thing I've noticed, I want to teach you something here, okay? One thing I've noticed about the markets as a whole is sometimes we'll get these large candles, okay? So you get these very large candles, and if I zoom right in on the Nasdaq here, right? If I zoom right in on the Nasdaq, there we go, right? So I'm going to zoom right in. And I've noticed this actually quite a fair bit, okay? So there is what's called the 50% rule when it comes to the markets here. Okay, and what is the 50% rule? The 50% rule is this, okay? If I get a very large candle that goes down like that, this is a very large candle. The line in the sand for me is around about the 50% of that bar. What am I talking about here? If this down candle here is the start of weakness, what can actually happen sometimes is the market will then rally up, it'll reject that 50% level and then start to continue down. The 50% level tells me about what's happening on the short-term momentum of a particular market, right? And so I'm always watching the 50% of that bar to see what happens. So for example, there was a trade that I got into recently. And again, I won't walk through the exact trade because I'm trying to focus on the Nasdaq here. But what actually happened is that I got into a really good breakaway bar. It did that day there. It did this day here, right? And then it had another big follow through. Okay. Then so for me, what was I watching for? I was watching around 50% of the bar. What was that telling me? This is now what's called what I'm utilizing here, guys, is there's two main stages to my success in my trading, right? The first thing is identification of an actual trading setup. The next thing is learning how to use these type of techniques to see if momentum is still strong in that direction or it's starting to slow down. When momentum is slowing down, there must be a caution bell, or at least there's doubt. I need to get out, right? If you are interested in becoming a coaching client where I can actually hold your hand every day, show you the trades that I'm doing right now, every single day the market's open for 1 hour. If you'd like to join that, where I actually can show you what I'm doing and hold your hand every day, then that first thing in the description there, guys, click on that. You can actually apply for the coaching. But and you can see all this sort of stuff live every single day. So the big thing about this here is that this particular trade over here, what actually happened today is the bar went down like this here. So what did that tell me, right? Again, there's two types of levels here, right? There's the first level to trading is identification of a good setup. Cool. Now, what we want to do is we want to be able to utilize tools and strategies to maximizing that trade. How do we do that? We need to be utilizing things like this here to see whether it's just a short-term little pullback, right? Because I've seen many times where the market can go up like that. The market will have just a little bit of a drop through here. It'll hold the 50% level, And then it'll do something like this, come up here, close there, and then it'll just continue back up again, right? So this is really, really, really important. The 50% level is really important. So because this scenario over here happened today for me, I knew that this particular trade that I was in, that as I speak today, I had to get out. Why? Because the momentum is shifting and now it's creating a lot of doubt whether this is going to continue. So I got out for, I think it was a 12% profit. Exactly a 12% profit on this one here, right? So I got out of this one for 12% profit, and then I got out of another trade today as a short-term trade for a 20% profit. So not bad, right? 30+% profit in basically less than a week of a couple of trades. Not bad for what's been happening with volatility, right? Beautiful, winner. And plus I'm also in the Russell right now, and that's a massive winner for me so far, right? So 3 trades, again traders, all these trades I'm talking about here right now, I do these live in a room every single day. So if you want to be able to see these trades and for me to be able to show you these here, then again, that first thing in the description there, go fill out the application form, guys. You can, and you might be a good fit for what I'm actually looking for you to join me every single day, so I can actually show you these trades and show you this. And the best thing about this here is managing this here, right? So this is the reason why I got this here. So the big thing about this level, this education here that I'm teaching you right now is what? 50% of the bar is the most important thing, right? 50% of the bar is the most important thing. So the reason why I'm bringing this up to you right now is because if we go to look at the Nasdaq right now, what was preempting this here on this down move? Again, in my live room today, I spent about half an hour walking through this exact thing right now, and this is nothing new, right? This is nothing new. It's not like, oh, I'm just saying it because what happened here. It's like, this is a technique I use all the time, right? If you actually go, I actually traded the S&P 500, right? So I look at the S&P 500, and I traded the S&P 500 back here on this breakout candle here, right? See this candle here? Now, if I go back to here, if I go back to that candle there, if I zoom right in, that was the candle there. What level of this candle, this breakout candle right here, that's the candle I got into it, right? Now, I got into that, but I stayed in it and then rode it up for about, I think it was about a 50% profit or something like that. So it was actually quite a nice profit within about a week, right? On the option trade. I got into here, but look what happened. This day here, 1, 2, 3, 4 days going sideways. What made me say there's a good high probability this is going to continue? What was it? See that 50% level? Look at that level through there. See the 50% level? The 50% level was holding 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's telling me to be a little bit more patient, right? There's still a good chance this thing's going to move on and you can generate a profit. Be patient. Now, if it did do this on this particular, now again, this is the trade that I called on YouTube, right? If it did do something like this day, guess what? I need to get out, cut my losses short, and move on because this is giving me doubt. This is where your trading can really go to a whole new level, right? It's the identification of a good setup, but then utilizing stuff like this to help you stay in trade for a long term to see when momentum is shifting or something like that. Anyway, so if I go to this bar, it wasn't on the S&P, right? It wasn't on the S&P. It was on the Nasdaq. Right, there we go there. That one there. Right. So the Nasdaq. So looking at the Nasdaq, right? Looking at the Nasdaq, look at this here. Roughly what? 50% of the bar? See the 50% level? Look what happened. See how it actually held it and held it? So in back of my mind, when I saw this yesterday, I said, if we don't start to get a good push up, follow through here, we are likely to see a really, really, really big, a nice big down movement from here on the Nasdaq. And that's exactly what happened, right? See how it actually struggled through. So the market was telling you we're struggling around the 50% level. And now, guess what? Now we're starting to see the sell-off. So this to me is momentum is slowing down. Momentum is slowing down. And this is the start of a strong sell-off. Now, what is a strong sell-off? That's the small picture there, right? Small picture. Let's look at the big picture here. Let's go back to the weekly charts and see what all this is all about. What is this? This is just part of the big bull market, right? So see what I did here? This is all this is just up, down, up, 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 up. We're probably going to come down through here somewhere. Probably do about a 10% profit, a 10% pullback, and then away we go again, right? I do see a lot more upside coming in the second half of this year. I do see probably this pullback is a bit of a mock charge to see this thing going to the upside. So, and as you can see here, look at this here. This thing, this bar right here is completely that 50% of this bar right here is now engulfed, telling you that we should now start to see at least a bit of a 10% drop, and the 10% drop is just back down to where? Just down to my moving average on my weekly chart. Now, by the way, guys, I use a 24 moving average on the weekly chart. Why do you use a 20, John, and not a 20? Why do you use the 24 and not a 20? You can use the 20 if you want to, right? It's just, it's not the moving average, it's understanding why you're using a moving average, right? And there's certain, I have 4 rules within my trading system. And one of them is the actual moving average. What the moving average is doing, how far away from the moving average, stuff like that. So that's what I see through there, guys. And so if I go back to the S&P 500, or that's the Nasdaq, go back to the S&P 500, I see something really, really similar. Let's go back to the weekly chart here, right? And the weekly chart is what? The weekly chart is up, down, up, and then down. Right? Up, and then that's all. And what is this? This is just a normal rhythm of a healthy bull market. So this bit, as you can see here, look at this here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks, right? So 5 weeks. So guess what? The correction is starting. And that's actually probably a good thing. Why? Because we've been going up for a long time. Right? So as you can see, we've been going up for a long time. We had a big drop through here. So this may be now that drop that we can now see a good 10% correction. And a good 5 to 10% correction will bring us back down to around about there. Let's actually bring on the move. So there to there. That's about an 8% correction, right? So if we just get a pullback to that level through there, which is around the moving average, over the next couple of weeks, number 3-4 weeks, for the next month, we're probably going to see that good correction into maybe even to the August period, maybe even into September period from there as well too. So that's what I'm seeing through there, guys. Let's go now have a look at the good old Dow Jones. And look at the Dow Jones. Big breakout, right? I've been saying 50,000 Dow to come. And look at this here. This is where we're getting a very big breakout on the Dow. This is where, guys, as you can see, right? It's if you just have a blatant statement across the entire market, you're missing out on so much, right? Russell's booming. Dow's booming, but S&P 500 and Nasdaq are not. For most people that don't understand these markets, especially where we are right now in this current time, you're probably confused as hell. You're like, that doesn't make sense. Why did the Nasdaq go up? Or why did the Dow Jones go up over 0.5% today, and the Nasdaq got crushed almost 3%? Well, that doesn't make sense. Yes, it does. Why? Because when you analyze the markets based on what's happening right now. Not all markets are doing the exact same thing. While the S&P and Nasdaq had a big move, what did the Dow Jones do? Nothing. Same with the Russell. Now look what's happening, right? There's a bit of a shift there. So we do our analysis on those own merits from there. So Dow Jones breakout. That's what I've been saying, guys. If you've been following me anyway, I see this thing having another big move back up to 50,000, right? Especially now we're seeing through a big breakout. Now, I wish there was an actual trading opportunity for me on this one here, but there's not. So, and looking at the good old YM, Russell, right? We had this big move through here, a very strong move. And this is something I was actually talking to my clients today. You got to understand how these markets work, right, guys? So if you're in a trade and you want to be able to capitalize on a really big move, well, how's that big move going to happen, right? It's not just going to go straight up like a rocket every single day. What is a big move going to happen? How does it happen? It goes up for a while. You might get a pause for a week or two. Then it has another big move, right? That's a big trend, right? That's a big trend. So unfortunately, some people out there, they're just like, they freak out on one small down day, just like this here. They go, oh my goodness. Just relax, be patient, right? Relax. This is where traders, if having your emotions sort of doing whatever you can to keep your emotions under control, and just seeing the market for what it is. Like today, I had to get out of a trade because it was showing slow momentum, so I got out for a profit. And where like the Russell right now, to me, I see the Russell having so much more upside for the rest of this year. So for me personally, I'm actually in the Russell, and it's just be patient, right? Just be patient. That's what it's all about. Anyway, let's move over to the good old silver market. Silver actually come down through here. Now, is silver going to be a false breakout? This could be a really, really powerful pattern with silver right now, okay? So silver went sideways. We didn't get a breakout to the upside. We've got a break down. What comes next out of silver is going to tell us everything, right? Is going to tell us everything. What am I talking about here? Now, what's happening right now? We're getting a very big, strong down candle, right? Where's 50% of this bar? 50% of the bar is around about this level through here, right? You with me so far? Around about there, maybe even a bit higher. I would say possibly, possibly up through that level. I'd have to say that level through there. All right, so let's make you a bit thicker. All right, and let's make you pink. Pink. There we go. Right, this pinky purple. Okay, cool. You're with me so far, right? So what I'm seeing through here, guys, okay, what I'm seeing through here, this is where the overall big trend is up, right? The overall big trend is up. So if this is a bit of a false flush down, if it is, okay, guys, if this is a bit of a false flush down, and if we do get a complete reversal coming up the next couple of days, we might get something like that, and then a move back up like that, and maybe like that and that. If we do get something like this is going to be a short-term false breakout or false breakdown below this short-term for the last week or two, and it's going to be a bit of a slingshot to then start to create a bit of a move to the upside. So really watch what's happening with silver here right now, guys, because right now, don't get emotional about this sort of stuff, okay? Remove your emotions. Okay, forget about the money side. Look at the chart. Look at the patterns, all right? Because the patterns are telling us what's going on. And if you wanted to get into silver for a trading opportunity, investments, that's just long. Investing, you should be just buy and hold. Who cares about short-term movements? But the silver market right now could indeed be creating a false breakdown. Now move over now through to gold. And gold, what did the gold do? Gold actually had a big breakup above these highs. Big breakup, all-time new highs. So what's actually happened through here? What's happening through here is we actually broke up to all-time new highs. So what I do see is that we're either A, going to probably pause through here, or B, right? Or B, we're probably going to get a bit of a pullback, right? This broke out through here. We might get something like this going on now, right? Low, and then maybe another high low through here, and then a pick back up. We did actually just make, this has been one big move to the upside and then a breakout. So there's probably three scenarios, right? Scenario number one is we continue on through here. Scenario number two is we go sideways. Scenario number three is we have a bit of a pullback to then create a higher low. So then we can go down and then back up again. I'm probably veering towards more scenario number three. Either way, the end result is gold 3,000, right? That's either way, that's what we're seeing through there when it comes to the gold market from here. Let's go look at the mining sector, right? Mining sector. Bit of a down day today. You can see, look, a strong up day and a bit of a down day today across the mining sector. Really starting to, as you can see, 50% of this bar now coming back down. Now we're probably likely to see a lot more of a pullback out of the GDXJ. Same for the GDX. Remember I said before, look at this here, guys. Look at this here. What happened here? See the 50% of the bar? It actually, the next bar came what? The next bar came straight down like that, didn't it? That's actually a very weak sign, right? Very weak sign. So we're probably going to get something like that again to then create what? Significant higher low, higher low, higher low. We're probably going to create another high low here, and away we go, right? Which is actually amazing. Like, bring on the volatility, right? Bring on the volatility, right? Even if we're going to go through a big drop, guys, who cares? Bring on the volatility. So, and then looking at the SIL, the SIL potentially, I'm looking at the SIL here, and this actually just slightly had a bit of a breakout. So right now, let's go to the weekly chart. Right now, is it a bit of a breakout, or is it just through there? Maybe. Oh, actually, you know what? No, that's probably there. This is the weekly chart. So this level through here is indeed what? Is indeed this resistance level. So this level through here is no longer in line. So let me do this through here. Let me draw this through here, this through here. So that'll be the level I'd use. Okay, look at this here. Look at this squeezing up pattern now that's happening, right? So let's go back to the daily charts. Let's bring you over a little bit through here. Okay, so what's probably likely going to happen here, just seeing this right now on the mining sector, is we're probably likely to see this thing go down through here, right? And then we can start to see this thing start to have a really big pickup from there.